All right, so AI audio tools. And really what we're going to talk about today is just AI audio tool, ElevenLabs. And there's a lot to it. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Poe. And this is the part that I lost. But again, we'll just go through it live instead of recorded. All right. So do you guys use AI audio? Have you done a lot of that? Here's some of the things that I use it for or that
Um,
people use it for.
when you say AI audio, you mean like you record it in a program and then you put it in something or
AI audio, so meaning voice to text or cloning your voice or
yeah, so I made my own avatars. Actually have a video where it's me and I type
and
the text
did you
in
do
and it
that?
has my voice and it made me come alive. It made my image of me come alive with my voice, my hands moving and everything.
Was that through Synthesia that you did that or
I did that with HeyGen.
HeyGen? Yeah. I wonder, I think HeyGen might be a little like Synthesia is the supposed industry standard, which I laugh because like AI is not old enough to have an industry standard. So those things are changing all the time on who's the industry standard. But Synthesia, everybody thinks is, but I think HeyGen works a little bit better, in my opinion.
Oh, they're moving aggressively and in
Yeah,
just doing a lot of nice things. They keep improving.
that's great. Yeah. Hi, Kim. She made it. Yay.
Hmm.
She made it in here. Okay, so you can use it for, let's just go over voiceovers for videos. You can do audio. So if you were doing a radio, a podcast, streaming ads, stuff like that, narration for anything. Accessibility. This was one that I was like, why do people do that? I mean, I listen to audiobooks because I like to be able to wash the dishes and hike and do all my things, right? With listening instead of actively reading. So I get that part, but I didn't understand why somebody would want to like listen to a narrated blog post or something, but I guess people do. And do you notice Google's doing that all the time? So if you go to if you search for something, it will give you, I don't know if you've noticed, but an audio version sometimes where you can click and listen to what it has to say about it. So it's getting more and more applicable, evidently. All right, so here's ElevenLabs homepage. When you get on the homepage, that's what it's going to look like. And the graphic designer in me just has to move that to the middle. And let's just jump right in. I'll show you some of the things. So this is what it's going to look like when you're on inside, you've logged in. And I believe this is a video, yes. So let's just go over it. All right. So over on the left is where all your stuff is. And for example, if you go to text to speech here, I'm not going to show you yet here how to do that. I just want to show you that you can go to it that way, but you can also get to it over here on the right. But all these programs do that. They're like, find us every different way. There's usually two
Yeah.
or three ways to get to what you're trying to do. Then they have voice changer, which is kind of neat. I'm just going to pause this for a minute and tell you because I didn't do an example of that, but I do use that voice changer a lot. So say if you're having the AI read something, and let's say it's like, um, I told him to get off the table, and the AI reads it like, I told him to get off the table. You could hit audio and be like, I told him to get off the table, like make it how you're trying to do it. Then it'll take your emphasis and enunciations and stuff and put it on the AI voice, whichever AI voice that you have it using. So you're basically telling it, not that way, this way. And I do that a lot. All right, what else we got? Sound effects. That's kind of neat. I do go over that in another video. Um, I don't know why I had that arrow there. Voice isolator, another thing, like I work outside all the time, not outside literally, but I'm in Mesa right now, but we have a cabin, a place in Prescott, and I'll be out on our deck screen room working because it's lovely out there. And I hear all kinds of like the birds are cawing and the squirrels are fighting and making noise with each other. And it's lovely, but it's noisy. So I will isolate my voice to remove all of that. So that's kind of neat. That way I don't have to go into the quiet space and do it. And then there's products like Studio that has all these different options that you can do, creating audiobooks and voiceovers. I'm going too slow for my video or too fast for my video. You can do a video to music, create a podcast, and then right now they have one other, they'll probably add more, but import from URL. So you can do that in the studio. You can, they have music now, which is really neat. Remember when I showed you about that Donna AI one? And we created music from a prompt. That's basically what you can do there. And then this is dubbing. So now the interesting thing, for example, let's see, Cynthia, it was you, right? Just we were just talking about this. You when you did your through HeyGen, your avatar, and you could do that in Spanish or German or whatever you wanted, and you would be speaking it. It'll make your, it'll make not only your voice, you know, interpret the language and talk, but it'll make your mouth movements change. But this one doesn't. So that I thought was interesting because it's not an avatar based, it's an audio based thing. But so when I show you the example, you'll see that my mouth doesn't look like it's saying Spanish, but the words are. So normally you wouldn't probably do it for a video, but I've seen people do it. So we'll see. All right. So here in dubbing, this is what I'm talking about. And again, this video is just an overview, but where you can change your content into 29 different languages. And then speech to text. Okay, so we understand text to speech. You write it out, it speaks it for you. But speech to text, so pause here, is basically if you're taking something that's already created, an audio file, for example, or a video, and you're saying, here, give me words for this, and it'll listen to it and upload it. I mean, you'll upload it and it'll create the words for you. All right, so okay, I guess I'm just showing you where all the voices, when you go into voices, there's my voices that you save, there's default voices that the program gives you, and then there's collections that you can make of the voices. So that was just a big overview of it. Let's go into the nitty-gritty of showing you a little bit about how it works. So we'll do text to speech first. And so I'm just typing, this is an example of text to speech. We're typing some text and the AI will turn it into speech using whichever voice we choose or make, because you can make a voice too. So over there, you choose the voice you want. And I'm going to choose Bill. I like Bill. He sounds like a nice guy. Let's generate the speech.
This is an example of text to speech. We are typing some text, and the AI will turn it into speech using whichever voice we choose or make.
Okay. And then if I don't like Bill and I'm thinking, I think I want a woman's voice, I'm going to choose Aria. Let's see how she sounds.
This is an example of text to speech. We are typing some text, and the AI will turn it into speech using whichever voice we choose or make.
And I thought that sounded a little forced, so I could regenerate it up to 2 times. And let's hear.
This is an example of text to speech. We are typing some text, and the AI will turn it into speech using whichever voice we choose or make.
So that sounded better, a little bit better. All right. And since we're such a small group today, you guys, if you have questions along the way, don't even hesitate to ask and we'll get them answered. So this is another, you don't have questions at this point, do you? Or do you? Okay. This
Do you
is,
want me, I have a question. Do you want me to put the avatar I made in the chat?
sure. I would
Okay.
love to see that.
And then if anybody wants to see, we actually made 4 avatars to speak about each membership. And so they are all from an image. And so I can put that link in there. If you scroll down, if you're on a laptop, you can see them straight across, and then you can see 4 different women. and I don't know those women. I
Oh,
just,
are they the avatar women?
they are avatars. I just typed in what I had chat, I worked with chat, what I wanted to say, and then I brought it into Hey Jen to create what it is.
Yeah.
Then I've also done product where they were holding something and has a product, but I'll put my own avatar. That way my team can make things on my behalf without me having to be there, by using different pictures of me. So
That would
that's
be interesting. And you're bringing up something actually that I was going to bring up at the end as far as content creation, and I'll talk to you about that. But I would love to see what you're creating. So
yeah, it doesn't look like it's avatar. It's not letting me upload the video. Interesting. I might give you a link then just
yeah,
to,
in fact, that would be easier if you email and then I can send it out to everyone if you want, or
sorry, let
I
me try
mean,
again.
that's five. Anyway, so all right, let's take a look at this one. Now, I was just trying to show a practical text to speech practical application. So I did my little pretend bakery bliss. It's so funny. I always default to bakery examples, and I'm like, that is funny. Sub psychological thing going on there. I don't need a lot of bakery. My my inner child's like, hey, we need more bakery items, but so I have this pretend company called Bakery Bliss, and they want to create a voicemail. So I put this in ChatGPT because I just wanted ChatGPT to hurry up and create the to create the what am I trying to say? Voicemail message for me. So there it is. And I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste it into ElevenLabs. All right, so I hit the text to speech, right? And I paste it in there. I like their little pre-prompt. And then I'm going to choose the voice that I want to speak it in.
Hi there. You've reached Bakery Bliss, where everything is baked fresh and made with love. We're sorry we missed your call. We might be pulling something warm out of the oven right now. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for calling and have a sweet day.
So that's kind of neat. And then if I want to download it, I would download it, upload it to my phone system. All right, now I'm going to try one more and show you a couple other things. So I just changed the prompt. I'm going to pick a different voice for this one. Older male, comforting tone.
In tomorrow's market, creativity isn't optional. It's your currency. The businesses that rise to the top will be the ones that inspire, innovate, and stand out in ways no competitor can copy. Make creativity your strategy now, because it's the investment that will pay the biggest returns.
I just want to pause and say that didn't come from ChatGPT. That came from me, and I feel really that that's the truth. That's the truth. Like you guys, and that's why, uh, like I said, towards the end, we'll talk about this, but I wanted to talk a little more about content creation because I am not the best example of someone who creates a lot of content, but and because I'm so busy, but I've realized that that's really a priority. I mean, you really have to um, be creative and get the word out on who you are and what you're doing and publish your thoughts and publish your whatever. Well, I won't go deep into that, but yeah, we'll talk about it more towards the end. All right, so let me finish this one up and see what we're doing here. I think I'm going to switch to another voice. My thoughtful spokeswoman. Let's see what she sounds like.
In tomorrow's market, creativity isn't optional. It's your currency. The businesses that rise to the top will be the ones that inspire, innovate, and stand out in ways no competitor can copy. Make creativity your strategy now, because it's the investment that will pay the biggest returns.
Okay, and if I wanted to, oh, I wanted to show you this share business because they're starting to kind of help you with content creation, but it's not very good, I don't think, at all. It needs a lot of help because, first of all, this says multicolor, and the only colors that ever come up is this really dull looking color. So I don't understand what they mean by multicolor. Every time I've done it, and I haven't done it that much because I also don't like that it's really more of a video ad for them. So this is a very early stage thing for them.
Tomorrow's market, creativity isn't optional. It's your currency. The businesses that rise to the top.
So I just muted that. And I don't think I play it here, but my point is this right here, like I don't want to be advertising ElevenLabs, and it's not like I'm not a paid customer and they put their watermark on it. So I'm thinking, what is the benefit to this? It would be super beneficial if they would let me have my logo here and create these things, and then you can share them further. I could have shared this with Facebook or whatever platform I want, but why? Right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to, it's not ElevenLabs that said this. So that one needs some help, but I like that they're going in that direction. So custom voices, I probably should have put this in a different area because you'll see with ElevenLabs, they have a lot of different voices. You don't really need to make your own as far as this part goes, where I'm showing, I went into ChatGPT and I asked for some prompts for custom voices. And you can do that to get some ideas, but you can also see what they have in here and modify those. You can clone your own voice. The voices options are huge with ElevenLabs. So in voices, we're going to choose my voices and then create or clone a voice. And this time we're going to choose voice design. So in here, you can put in, so there's all these choices here that they're giving you for idea inspiration. You can put your own prompt in here if you want. You can put your own text to preview. So I'm just setting the stage so you can see what we're doing here. So I'm going to take this prompt out and put in that I want this female 35 to 45, and I want her to say this information. So let's hit generate.
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp, clear, and friendly, ready to teach, demo, and persuade. From quick explainers to thoughtful guides, let's sound remarkable together.
I didn't love her.
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp, clear, and friendly, ready to teach, demo, and persuade. From quick explainers to thoughtful guides, let's sound remarkable together.
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp.
Okay, we'll just pause that. Before we go there, what was I going to say? Okay, there's the settings. I don't think I covered this, but did you notice? So voice one I didn't like because she sounded very vocal fry to me. Then voice two is good, but she was kind of slow. But if you hit settings, you can speed that up a little bit and you can vary the voice. You can do a few different things with it. So this time we're going to choose a male and have him say that. Let's hear what he says. Sounds like.
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp, clear, and friendly, ready to teach, demo, and persuade. From quick explainers to thoughtful guides, let's sound remarkable together.
What'd you guys think of him? I thought he was terrible. I was like, he sounds so bored. Hi, I'm your AI voice, which was funny. But
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp, clear, and friendly, ready to teach, demo, and persuade.
Hi, I'm your AI voice, crisp, clear, and friendly, ready to teach.
okay, so now I'm not going to put the text to preview. I'm going to, based on this prompt right here, the AI is going to read it and it's going to give me some text for a female, for this particular one to say. And I'm going to get rid of some of it because I just don't want her to read the whole thing. You'll get the point in short, in a short amount.
You know, sometimes it just feels right, like a perfect fit. I found that when you're truly passionate about something, it really shines through.
She sounds good.
You know, sometimes it just feels right, like a perfect fit. I found that when you're truly passionate about,
You know, sometimes it just feels right, like a perfect fit. I've found that when you're truly passionate about something, you know, sometimes it just feels right.
I'm just going to play her again and make sure that's the one I want. I'm going to hit select voice. And this is actually how I created that one uh, thoughtful spokeswoman that you've seen me use. That this was created in this video and then I used it in other videos. So that's how you basically create a voice and save it under voice design. There she is. So now you can see under my voices, she's saved. And you can see the prompt. If you're not sure, it'll fully give you the full prompt there. The other thing, and I wish I would have shown you this, but it's the same thing under, you go voices, my voices, create or clone a voice, and that's where you're going to clone your voice. And there's two different ways to clone your voice. When I did mine, here's me down here. I did it the quick way, which basically I uploaded a few videos of me talking, but I didn't do it the way where when you get a professional voice, you have the professional microphone, you have to talk. I mean, they walk you through it, but it's a lot. That one's going to be better. So when you hear my voice, maybe in subsequent videos here, it'll sound really kind of not quite like me, a little flat, but it's fun to experiment and super easy to do. So if you guys want to jump in and give that a try, try the easy one first just to get a feel for it. So sound effects. This is another fun one, especially like say you want to have, I don't know, you say something funny and you want to put a laugh track, ha 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 ha. Or, you know, I did this, I do videos of squirrels all the time on my TikTok just because they're so cute and funny. And I did this one where it jumped over my camera and it was just a really cool video. And at one point, and it came and it started to come back to the camera and it realized, and so it skidded, oh, it like backed up with its paws pushing away. And so I put that kind of skidding noise. So it was just kind of fun to play around with this. Let's see what they show us. All right. So you go into sound effects and then it's this weird, listen, every time you click on one, it's like, it makes this noise. But you could put what you want down here, or this one, I just clicked it. It was one of the ones I clicked. So let's hear what it sounds like. I think. Oh, it's generating. Good thing that arrow popped up to clue me in. Right. I did these, and I have to say, I did these videos back a couple weeks, when I was last week. So that's not great, but we did say staccato. But let's do one that's a little more evident. I don't know what a volcano is supposed to sound like, but that sounded good. Happy dogs barking and playing with each other. Okay, explore is probably a really good area to go to because these, I'm going to tell you, I'm pausing it for a minute. when you're creating your own sound effects, it can be really tricky. Like I tried getting it to make a noise of pouring cash, like you took a bucket of cash and poured it on the floor, and it kept giving me like tink, tink, tinkling, like I had $1.50 instead of 150,000, right? I wanted like it's pouring. So I had trouble there. But when you come in here, there's all these different ones, different categories. You can search for something specific. So let me show you about that. So this up here is kind of giving you an idea of what's available. And then if you want, like I'm going to search, for example, coins because I was having trouble with that. And here's all the things to do with coins. And then down at the bottom, sound of gold coins pouring. I was like, that's it. There we go. So that sounded more like pouring to me than the little tinkle-link sound. So you either have to get the prompt really good, or the sound is super obvious, or go to this. So I'm going to show you, we went into generate and did that, right? We went into explore just now, and that's what this is. Now we'll go to soundboard. Soundboard is another new thing they're doing, and they don't quite have it together, but I get the concept. So when you hit soundboard, see, this kind of doesn't even look like it goes with ElevenLabs. I think they bought the company, but these are categories, right? Here's drums, movie, animals. You get, a lion noise, whatever. But the point to this is that you can collect. There's a couple points to it. One point, so I did a loop here where I want all the sounds to kind of come together, and that's going to be my sound, right? I need a evening, let's say, and it's birds, crickets chirping, and whatever the sound of the ocean because I'm by a pond, but I want all those together, then that's helpful. But the second thing is it's like a collection, like a Pinterest board, sort of. So you can see here animals, and they have all the animal ones, but then they have, well, this isn't a good one to show you, but you'll notice on some of them they say empty because you can put your own in there, or you can create your own preset. And I think I'm going to show you how to create your own. Yeah. So here I'm doing light rain and then wind in the trees, birds. I want to point out this one, the loop there was no looping there. So it stopped, and I forgot to hit loop. I don't know why it didn't loop because I hit loop on all of them, but in any case. So they're layering, the noises are layering. Okay, and then you can put in, your own description. I'm going to do a new preset and do that. So my new preset is going to be office, the sounds of an office. Why that randomly popped into my head. Okay, and I thought that the sounds of an office had some things that would be easy to describe to you. And my prompts are very simple. Yours might be more, because I'm just trying to show you, that fast typing, I could say more about what I expected. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and pick generation 3, and then it shows up right here, fast typing. Now I'm going to do another one. See, it's empty right here. Now I want it to be phones ringing, several phones ringing. No. So none of these, that was like a rotary dial. That one maybe. I wasn't liking those, so I wanted to modify the prompt. And I put, I think I said office phones ringing.
Is this the paid version?
With ElevenLabs, it is the paid version, but you can basically use everything in the every version. It's just the amount of credits you have. Like I pay the $20 a month one or $22. I can't remember what it is. And I get like 100,000 or was it 300,000? I can't remember. There's a lot. I can never use it up. I definitely think I'm going to drop down to the $5 a month or something. And then I'm not sure, but this can be used in all versions. So those are sounding more like Office. Those sound more like Office phones to me. So I'm going to pick that one and it jumps over here. And then I'm just doing one more. And this one is so funny. This is where where I say the prompting really matters. Many voices speaking in hushed tones. This did not work. So just fail all the way through. So I know I must not be saying it correctly because the AI is not understanding me. So I say, okay, a hushed crowd, which is funny too, because that's not effective. It goes shh. They're all saying hush, 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 hush. So I'm like, okay. So this time I went to ChatGPT because I couldn't figure out how to verbally tell it what I wanted. So I told ChatGPT in my own words, right? Here's what I'm trying to do. And so it comes up with the prompt much longer, much more specific to what the AI needs to hear. Then I said generate. I thought those bottom two were too low. And that one, that sounded like too busy.
That's what he said.
So I thought Generation 2 sounded more like an office experience, even though towards the end they got a little loud. But point being, if you get stuck on prompting, just go ask ChatGPT or another AI. All right, speech to text. That's where I said you're going in reverse instead of text to speech. You already have the spoken word and you want it textualized. So let's look at that. So speech to text over there on the bottom. And then you need to upload either an audio or a video file. I don't know why so I created a video of nothing just to record. I should have just made it an audio file so it wasn't so huge. And then you upload it. There it is. So click on it and voila, it translates. But now the thing about this is if you're wanting, let me see if I don't want to talk over I'm just gonna pause this. But point being, if you're wanting like a whole paragraph, I've uploaded something to again to ChatGPT and said, take this video or audio, I don't remember what it was, and give me words I can copy and paste, and it did it. This is different. This is basically like if I had, say I was being interviewed by a TV station or something, and I want to change the voices or I want to change something I said, like, speaker one is the interviewer, speaker two is me. And I answered something that I wish I had like not said that one word that makes me look so dumb, like I don't understand, I need to change it, So it's more of an editing tool so that then you can re-download it into a fixed format. That's kind of what I'm pointing to here is just saying there are breaks. And I think, no, it might not have been this one. Let's see. Let's see where we go with this. This to play.
This video is being created just so that I can show you how ElevenLabs.
And that was another thing. It kept, no matter how many times I iterated or replayed it, it kept like getting stuck like that. I don't know why. I thought it was just like the first time it did it. But in any case, so I wanted to export it. There's an export button, and they give you a lot of different options on how you can export that. So I'm not sure why you'd want to put it as a PDF, but clearly there must be a reason. I don't use this one that much, but I really, when I first started, I thought, oh, this is going to be like that same thing I do with ChatGPT to grab information. But no, it's more for editing conversations that have happened. So automated dubbing, this is where I was saying, Cynthia, in here, if you did dubbing, it's really better for an audio file than a video file because as you'll see, I'll show you here, my video voice, my video face, I should say, doesn't match the voice. But so you go to dubbing and create a new dub. Then you just go in and fill in your project name. Select the language. So this is the language that it is, and this is the language I want it to be. And there's all these different languages to choose from. I'm just going to say Spanish. And I need to upload my video. There it is. This was an old video I did. It was only a minute and a half. That's why I chose this one. Just wanted a quick upload. And then this right here, I chose to reduce the character usage just because I don't care if the watermark's on there because this is just an example. But normally I would have just said create the dubbing project because I don't want their logo on it. Number of speakers, 1, it would auto detect that. And then this time range to dub, I could have just said only do like the first 30 seconds if you wanted. And then disable voice cloning, what that is, the reason why you want voice cloning is so it sounds like it's my voice speaking Spanish, not Matilda or, whatever spokeswoman or, pre-designed voice. So I want it to be my voice, so I'm not going to turn that off. We'll leave that on. And then you go ahead and making sure all the stuff is correct, and then click create dub. Takes a little while. And it's funny, you land on this page the first time I did it, and I was like, then I saw this, but it landed there. I'm like, where is it? What's happening? But if that happens to you, just know it's over here that it's doing the progress. So then you click on it to play, and here we go. Let's hear what it sounds like.
¿Sabes cómo conseguir clientes potenciales en línea? Porque si no lo sabes, no estás solo. Esa es una de las preguntas más frecuentes que me hacen como especialista en marketing digital. ¿Cómo consigo clientes potenciales?
I wish I could speak Spanish that clearly and fast. And then I could download it if I wanted. And I love that picture of me with my mouth open at the end. That's lovely. But so if I was doing something like this, for me, it would only be an audio file. If I wanted to take, or unless it was just something not that important and I didn't have a HeyGen account or whatever, but really HeyGen or Synthesia where not only does it change the voice, but it changes the lip movement. I think that's more ideal. It's available. You might as well do it that way. I mean, it does cost money though. So if you're in a crunch budget wise, this does the trick. All right. So the studio over here is for creating audiobooks and long form narration. So oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm going to create I'm importing from a URL. So this is basically kind of a blog post type of thing. You can take a blog post, you can take anything. This is just my about file, which is, just like a blog post. It doesn't matter. And so it uploads the whole thing. It gets all the words on it. It does kind of get repetitive. I don't know why it does this. My business story, my story. But so you hit that button down there to start translating
My
it.
business story, Terry Ambrose. My story, the intersection of business and design. Hi, I'm Terry Ambrose. Welcome to my website and blog.
Okay, so then I was thinking, well, I would never do that. I would do it with my voice. If I'm going to do this, right, it's going to be with my voice. And if I was going to do this for real, I would not have my voice that's the quick and easy voice because it sounds very, I don't know, it doesn't really sound legitimately like me, and it sounds kind of like monotone. I can take it. I've tried to adjust the settings so that it's not so monotone and there's more emotional emphasis and whatever, and it gets weird. So if I really was doing something like this, I would be more professional with the voice and do the longer one that takes longer to do. So
So how are you using that perhaps on that web page? Does it
I
like
remember.
have a link that reads it, or what is that?
Oh yeah, now
Put
I'll
it as
talk
an
about
audio
that too.
file?
It's so funny you say that because that was when I first started this too, I was like, why would you, I mean, it's on my webpage. If someone's on the webpage, why wouldn't they just read it? Like, why would they listen to it? But evidently people do. Um, and you know, for accessibility, for one thing, if they wanted to listen to it and I mean, they couldn't read it, they can listen to it. But some people might want to listen to a long blog post instead of reading it, just like with an audio book. I mean, I asked a couple AIs, like, what is this a thing? But it is a thing and people do it. And I'm more and more, I'm seeing this stuff embedded on people's websites. So I wanted to change this. I don't know where we are.
The first time I got excited about entrepreneurship.
Let's
I had
see. All right, that's where I'm deciding. Wait, not Matilda. I need it to be me. And so see how it changed the M to the T. And let's see what that sounds like.
I remember the first time I got excited about entrepreneurship.
So if I wanted to, and then it would go and do, the other thing to tell you is that this uses all, you know, it's counting all the, I think it's a number of characters that you get in each plan. So I didn't want to go all the way through. Actually, I have so many I could have. Look at how many I have, almost 300,000. And this is why I'm going to go down because they can accumulate. I think you get 100,000 a month and they'll accumulate up to 3 months. But if you're not using it, then what's the point? But normally, so if I was on a low plan, I would only want to go all the way through this if I was ready to have it do that so that I wouldn't be using up my plans. And then I could export that if I'm ready to export it. All right, now I'm going to show same kind of thing. Now this is more of a podcast. I'm using the same URL. And so the podcast, basically this time it's reading the page and it's making up conversation a podcaster might have about that. So I'm picking the two. I'm going to choose a host of Matilda and George, and then go ahead and hit generate. So it's looking at that URL and it's going to create a podcast for us that we can play and decide if we want to change the voices or change the wording or whatever. Oh, this one, that's right. Usually, oh no, I did. It's not this one. I was gonna say, I thought I hadn't trimmed the waiting time. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit play. And before we do, I want to tell you, when it played this, I was like, where'd you get that information? Like building a multi-million-dollar magazine empire. Like I never said that. And it wasn't a multi-million-dollar magazine empire. I mean, we sold it for a good amount, but not multi-millions. And I never would say that. So I was like, wow, they're hallucinating. So
Starting a business at age 12. Most kids are barely thinking about their allowance at that age. But today, we're exploring how one entrepreneur's journey from selling recipes in newspaper classifieds to building a multi-million-dollar magazine empire reveals surprising truths about timing, intuition, and reinvention.
You know what's fascinating about that early venture? Even though it failed, it showed remarkable business instincts for a 12-year-old, developing a pricing strategy, distribution method, and even thinking about scalability.
And I don't know, I'm gonna pause that again. If I can't remember, I was like, did I talk about? It's been a long time since I've read that page, but I was thinking, did I talk about developing a pricing strategy? So I'm not sure how much it's, you know, elaborating on your story, but I could go through and edit it. And I can change the voices over here if I wasn't keen on George. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. I'll go ahead and put Jake now instead of George, and Hope is going to be instead of Matilda.
Starting a business at age 12, most kids are barely thinking about their allowance at that age. But today, we're exploring how one entrepreneur's journey from selling recipes in newspaper classifieds to building a multi-million-dollar magazine empire reveals surprising truths about timing, intuition, and reinvention.
You know what's fascinating about that early venture? Even though it failed, it showed remarkable business instincts for a 12-year-old, developing a pricing strategy, distribution method, and even thinking about scalability.
So I like Jake. I wasn't keen on Hope. I would have kept Matilda and Jake, and then you can export it. And people do this. I did this for, oh, no, I guess I'm just showing there's different file structures, different audio formats that you can do. It'll tell you how many credits it's going to use. I did do this for SCORE CEO forums. So we took the CEO forums page and created a podcast talking about the CEO forums and how much, how it benefits you, what the criteria, blah, blah, blah. And they use that on their website. So, and I guess, people click on it and listen to it because we can tell from the analytics. That's why I'm like, it's not, I would read. I'm much more like, let's read this thing. Who's got time to listen to it? But people do. All right. So bear with me on this one because this was one of the very first videos I created for you guys on this one, and this was quite a while ago, but I remember wanting to show you practically how you would take something and like put it all together. So we're in video here. You guys remember when we talked about in video, if you're in that session. And I have a prompt in there. And I'm not teaching you in video here, but I'm just going through showing how I'm creating. I wanted to create the history of marketing, and this is very rough. Like I didn't edit it or anything. And in video files are always kind of rough to begin with. They don't pick the best images. You have to do a bit of finagling with it, but I'll go ahead and generate it. And it takes a while. This is way sped up, actually.
Exposing the wild journey of marketing one era at a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go. First stop. The original influencers are ancestors with cave paintings.
So I knew I didn't like that voice for sure. So I could download the video. I'm going to go ahead and put watermarks on it just again, because I don't want to, it's just for an example. I don't want to use any credits. And I'm going to do a lower resolution. All right, so now I go into the AI, the ElevenLabs Studio, and I'm going to say start from scratch. And that's in my voice. I don't know why I chose my voice.
Exposing the wild journey of marketing one era at a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go.
So we're going to choose Matilda instead, see if she sounds better.
Exposing the wild journey of marketing, one era at a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go.
So I could go through that whole script and have it. Oh, I have to, you see, I had to highlight and change all of the
wild journey of marketing, one era at a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go. First stop. The original influencers.
All right, and then I didn't go through the whole thing with you guys, but you can export it then, and then you'd go into CapCut, for example. I'm even showing you inside of CapCut me doing it, and the visuals get a little weird here because I'm doing a video inside of video editing, and I didn't have, like, the frame rates were not synced up, but you'll still get, you'll still get the point. So I go in here, I extract the audio away from that video, that audio that was
Exposing the wild journey of marketing one era at a time.
boring.
Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity.
So I don't want that audio file. Bye-bye. And I go in and I import.
Exposing the wild journey of marketing one era.
I don't know if that was clear, but I imported the new ElevenLabs file that we created and then
At a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go.
so that sounds a lot better. So I'm just trying to show you a practical way that you would go in and make some adjustments to a video or whatever. Why am I adding music? Oh, because you know why I'm adding music? Because the in video had music. And I was just showing how, so now I add that file, that music file below, and I'm lowering the volume super low because I don't want it to compete with the ElevenLabs voice.
Exposing the wild journey of marketing one era at a time. Blink and you'll miss 10,000 years of creativity. Ready? Let's go. First stop. The original influencers. Our ancestors with cave paintings. That's right. Early humans were already trying to get their message across. Fast forward to the 1400s. Gutenberg's printing press drops, and suddenly mass messaging is born. Flyers, pamphlets. Think of it as the first viral content. Jump ahead. Newspapers and radio. Now, brands can shout their message to the masses, loud and clear. Then comes the Mad Men era. TV ads, think jingles, catchy slogans, and supersized audiences. Enter the digital age, websites, email blasts, and SEO. Marketing gets smarter and a lot more targeted. Now, we've got AI-powered marketing like ChatGPT, automated campaigns, even voiceovers. The future? It's here and it's talking to you. So next time you see an ad, remember, you're part of a centuries-old story. What's next? Stick around and find out.
So that was a little off topic in a way because we went a little deeper into in video, but you can see how we take the ElevenLabs voice, make the video better. And that video, like I say, super rough. If you guys were with me within video, you know how you could go back in and I can be like, not that image, I could upload my own images that might work better. I can choose different images, but again, different topic. But I like how you can kind of like take the best of each of these programs and pull them together. So let's talk about Poe, because that's kind of the same idea I thought. So Poe, I was so excited for this. And now I'm like, not as excited. Because what I thought it was more of an aggregate. It is an aggregators, what it's called, basically, right? It takes all the AI chatbots and you can use them all without leaving Poe. But it's just the chatbots. It's not, I mean, I was thinking, because when you look through it, you can see that there's in video, there's ElevenLabs, there's a lot of different things. And I was like, wow, that is so cool. But it really isn't. When you, in video, for example, I don't know if I show it on here. This is my file that got corrupt, but it's their chat bot. In other words, you choose in video and it's not doing in video things for you. It's a chat bot helping you understand in video. So it's not what I originally thought, but if you use a lot of chat bots like you, and I jump between mostly ChatGPT, Perplexity sometimes, like we were doing a deep dive on some medical issue we wanted to find out about. Sometimes I use Claude because Claude can be so much more verbally eloquent. I don't know, depending on what you're trying to do. If you're getting feedback, I mean, if you put a prompt into ChatGPT and you're like, it's just not quite right. It's not really right. It's not exactly what I'm put it into Claude, and a lot of times you'll get better output. Mostly ChatGPT, and this will tie into Poe because so one thing I like about ChatGPT is it knows me, right? It has all my stuff, all my conversations. I can be like, hey, remember a month ago when we were talking about something? I don't know where that is, but do you have it? Yes, here I do. Serves it right up. So I do like that. And Claude and Perplexity and Gemini, they all do the same thing too, but right, I have to go to each one of them. It's not aggregated into one thing. Whereas if I was using Poe, I can jump between those different LLMs, not just the four I mentioned, but a ton of them. And it not only, shows up on every device or whatever, it just all shows up together. I can access it without jumping through the different programs. So that is a benefit, but it really is for remember how I told you that a lot of these things like in video or HeyGen or like so many of them, they're actually, I use the word facade because I can't think of another word, but they're like wrappers, right? Of the LLM. They are programmed to do precisely what it is you're trying to do, but they access the LLMs for you and build it in that way. So because of that, you're not able to access their functionality through Poe. You'll have to fiddle with it a little bit and you'll see what I'm saying. It's a counterbalance between, wow, this is cool, and wow, not really though. So let me show you a little bit. That's the Poe website, but so I'm just going to slide through this website and show you popular bots, but it goes on. I mean, and I'll show you that more. So all of the chat bots and many others all in one place. This is what it says, generate images, video, and audio, but you can do it as if you were doing it through ChatGPT or any of the other ones. But you either have to commit or not. Like there's a free version, and I tried to create one image in the free version and I didn't have enough credits. So I'm like, that seems crazy. But then you can pay $5 and you kind of get a lot more and for very cheap. And then I think if you go up to $20, you get really kind of a lot. So in that way, if you were paying for ChatGPT and Gemini and if you're paying for all of them and you only wanted to pay $20 and do it through Poe, you can, but there are also some limitations. Like I don't think you can do Sora. It says there's Sora in here, but when you go to Sora, it's not really accessible. This stuff is all in its infancy and maybe it'll get better, but I'm not fully that impressed. And I've been messing around with this for a long time, the last month. And I'm like, shoot, everything I thought you were, you're kind of not. But let's see what they say. What is Poe? I think I opened these up to show you. So yeah, it gives you access to the best AI from all these different companies, blah, blah, blah. Same thing I just told you. How much does it cost? Free for most usage. Yeah, if you want to use just the regular chatting, you can go on and on, just like you can for the free of the chatbots themselves. And then that's one nice thing, I guess. There's a lot of new bots that are added all the time. Easy for beginners, yes, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I don't have that one video, too bad. Although I could just pop over there, I guess. I don't know if I have that. Oh, open. Let's see. Here we are. So yeah, okay. So over here, it keeps all your chats. You can explore the different, image generation, audio, video, blah, 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 blah. Check all those out. These are all the different chat bots. Now, the thing about this is most of these are So ChatGPT has, right, a lot. They have O1, they have O1 Mini, 4.0, they have 5.0, which is probably in here too. Claude. So you have all the things, but I'm not one that really jumps around to, like, when I'm in ChatGPT, I usually just use, well, I'm doing the 5 now. Sometimes I'll jump back to 4 because 5 is kind of slow. I mean, but I'm not a big one for jumping around to these different chatbots. I don't know about you guys. But when I've tried to do this stuff, it's pretty limiting, and it makes me, I don't know, it gives me second thoughts on whether this would be a good program to use or not. Now, you can create your own chatbot, and other people do too, and they show up under bots and apps. You see other people's chatbots. And there's different things you can create: image generation bot, video bot. So you're basically, if you had a function that you need, I can't think of one offhand, but if you had something and let's just try one. Okay. You can choose the different ones here. You can name whatever. Name should be unique. Okay. La. Bot. What do you want? Oh, I think it's just telling me that. So I was thinking it was saying I can't do it. My trial bot. And then you put the description of what it is, not just for you, because other people can use it if you so desire. And you can, there's like a whole monetization thing behind it. You can choose the base bot you want. So for example, that one defaulted to Claude, which is fine. You can choose a different one. So you can take, so you're using Claude as the base bot, and then you can add a knowledge base of your own stuff. So if I was wanting to have a chat bot on my website and people were asking about marketing, I would have Claude or whichever chatbot I chose to be my base one, so that no matter what marketing question they ask, an answer will come up. But then I can also give my own knowledge source in case someone is like, well, what kind of marketing do you do? And, so the answer will come back more specific to what I'm trying to convey. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And then some people make them for others because they have this creators thing where you can create a bot, and you can see I haven't done it because I've created a bot, but it's not for financial. I'm not trying to monetize it, but people do this too. So you can explore that if you want to know all, like, here's, for example, if I'm doing in video, where did it go? So I can only use the InVideo one if I am a post subscriber. And it tells you a little bit about what it does. But again, it doesn't, I did it with, let's see, let's go back to another one. So Dolly, oh, this is the one I actually continue your last. So here's what happened. I couldn't even do, I wanted to do one image, dreamlike landscape, combining blah, 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 whatever. And then it comes back and it tells me you don't have enough credits for this. And it was just, I can't see where it said that, but it must have popped up on screen, and it was like, you have 200 or 2,000 and whatever credits, and this one wants 4,000. So I'm like, well, but I suppose if you're a subscriber, this is just me not being a subscriber. So I'm not fully sold on them yet, but I should probably pay the $4 or $5 to at least do that. Here's the different options. So $4.17 a month, but I think oh, here we go. Let's do the build monthly. $4.99. for 1,000,000 points, $19.99. So that is pretty good. To create that image, it wanted 4,000 points, but I have 1,000,000. So if I'm used, like, let's say, and this is true for me, I have ChatGPT Pro, and then I have boy, I've been going on for a while here, you guys. Sorry, I'm just looking at the time. And then I have Gemini, and I do images on different one depending on the output. And so I'm paying $40. I could just pay $20, get my 1,000,000 points, and do images from both of them without paying $40 a month. But then there's limitations too. Whereas there's things on ChatGPT that I like the canvas. Remember how it opens up into a canvas and you can change the, you can edit it from the canvas and so on. So it's kind of, for $5 a month, I might give it a try and see. But I guess I'm just saying that this wasn't the fabulous program that I thought it was going to be, but I can see how it does have benefits. All right, so real quick, let's wrap this up. So what's next? Well, this is kind of what I'm thinking and would like your input on. I was thinking maybe we'll continue the marketing meetups. I could either do it the first Thursday of the month, or for me, the last Thursday of the month, because I'm going to Hawaii for about 3 weeks, I think, or 2 weeks in September. So I might start those marketing meetups again, just to show some of the new stuff, and with content. For example, when Cynthia was saying that she had created some content, like that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see. I'd like you guys, like, for example, if we say, hey, if we're going to do this marketing meetup, everybody come with some content, or put it on your socials and point to it for us, and we'll, but like, let's start sharing what it is we're creating. And, there's some things, for example, that Cynthia did, I bet, where I might be asking her questions on, oh, how did you do that? Or what made you choose this, or whatever. So I don't know what you guys are thinking about that, but I've kind of been pondering of starting those up again. What are your thoughts on that? Everybody's muted.
I would love that. I like homework. It gives me something more pointed to do.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm thinking. It would be more homework based, but everybody has a different, like, it wouldn't be like, go do this one thing. It would be like, let's create what are our home pages of our web page look like, or it might not be the same thing. It might be like, you choose and then show us what you're going to do. I'll have to think it through, but it is more action oriented, is my thinking. Like, we won't just come and talk about, here's what I'm doing right now, and saying, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. It's more like, let's show you what we've created, and then we'll talk about how did we do that. Like, that is so cool. How did you do that? Well, I took this program, I did that.
Yeah, Terry, I was just going to mention that I think that these sessions have been really foundational, because you've introduced us to a lot of things. You've taken deep dives into things. And so it's got us thinking about how can we apply this, et cetera. So it does make sense that the next thing would be to now start applying it, sharing, learning from each other as well.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for that. So, and I may, I'm just telling you guys this for your own information. I may run this class again with everything updated, because, things just change all the time, but I'm not sure when. But if I do, I will announce it on my Facebook and LinkedIn that I'm going to do that. I'm in a funny flux right now because, so SCORE, do you guys know what's going on with SCORE? Yeah. Kim, I've seen your posts. I'm really happy that you have been an advocate there. But basically they lost their funding. And so I don't know, I don't know if the winning in business is going to continue. So they asked me to continue it, and I really thought about it. because like it's a volunteer organization, but there is funding for certain things that you need. And I turned them down because without funding, man, it is going to be tough. Like there's just so many components that go into it. Who's going to build the web page that takes the registrations? Who's going to send the emails out? Who's buying the food? Who's like, there's just all this little stuff. And then a lot of people have kind of quit. So we'll see what happens with SCORE. And so that was a client. They were a paying client. And that was fine. I mean, it's no big deal to lose them as a paying client, but they were something I really enjoyed, particularly like meeting you guys, people, who are in business, who want to learn how to better run their business. And so that's a little bit in flux. So we'll see. We'll see what the fall brings. I get called for doing or emailed, whatever, to do some presentations for other organizations because there's a lot of them out there in the Valley. And I'm not sure. But in the meantime, let's keep doing our marketing meetups because what I like about it is, the camaraderie with you guys and the learning together and it's when you're working basically not in an office or by yourself or whatever, that's just kind of nice to have people to check in with and have mutual goals or interests and, share the information. So I think I'll continue doing that. And I hope you guys join me and anybody watching this. And that brings up another point is I used to remember I was like, I want to keep it to 10 people. Now I'm like, it doesn't matter because we have 20 people in our group. And a lot of times some people show up, some people don't. Well, today's a great example, although that's my fault. I know that's my fault because I have people say they're coming and then this started so late. So anyway, do you guys have any questions? That's pretty much it for today. Thank you sorry this took so long on this one. You guys can unmute if you want. Tell me if you have any questions.
This has been great. Thank you so much. I actually just started a really big project because of what we've been learning here. I used a lot of AI tools to get me started on it. And so that is something that hopefully as I start to work on it more, I'd be happy to share in a few.
I would love to see that. And I saw your project and, and that reminds me though, we should all make sure we're following each other. I'm mostly, my business pages are Facebook and LinkedIn. I am on Instagram and TikTok, but that's all. I mean, you're welcome to follow me, but on Instagram and it's all like nature stuff and travels and my grandkids. And then TikTok is just fun in the forest. I do some silly videos, but these are my business ones and that's where I'll be making any announcements. And this one, I don't have a lot of people like following. It's not like it's more small cohort of people. I don't do a lot of pushing for followers, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more let's share and interact with each other type of thing. LinkedIn, I do maybe a little more. And I have a business page on there too. This is just my personal profile. So anyway, thanks so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate you coming. I appreciate you showing up and I appreciate the feedback. And Kim, I think you've been here like every single time. I swear. I think so. I'm going to give you a gold star. Thank you for that, though. Appreciate that.
Terry, it was fun learning about you today when you were going through that as far as how you started as an entrepreneur at 12.
Yeah, I did.
That was very fun being able to know more.
I did little recipe ads, and you mail in your $3 and I mail you the recipe. And that was fun. It was no big deal. It was not a big thing. And then I, as any 12-year-old, kind of lost a little interest and quit doing it. Then I started a jewelry business, just a small jewelry business when I was like 20, I think, or something. That was fun. And it was really freelance. It was just me making semi-precious stone jewelry and selling them. And I'd do these little parties. And then graphic design. I had a graphic design business that got, I did that for a long time. I just had a assistant just me and an assistant doing it. And then I got into the magazine. I started this magazine and that got crazy good. I mean, it just was like, when I sold the magazine, it had only, the revenues every year had only gone up by like about 15% every year, which is great, right? We started when we started it versus when we sold it. When I say we, I'm so used to talking that imperial, what do they call that? When because I had a staff, so I'm always saying we, because it wasn't just me for sure. But I could tell that the print industry was starting to falter. So even though when I sold it, it was at the highest revenues we'd ever had. And everyone's thinking, why would you sell? Like your trajectory of revenues has just been going up, up, up. But when I sold it, did very well. And then a couple years later, COVID happened and I thought, oh man, I've really lucked out. Although I did feel bad for the lady who bought it, the couple who bought it, although they lived in an $8 million house in Paradise Valley, so I didn't feel too bad. But the business took a hit because weddings all took a hit. And I I was thinking for me, thank God, because it would be very stressful, to go through that and to be like, I've got these people, I have to pay their salaries and the revenues are plummeting and everyone's canceling their contracts because no one's getting weddings. I just didn't want to go. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
fate had fortuned me with that. So anyway, all right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. Thank you so much again. And we'll see you. I'll send an email out for the marketing meetup. And do you think that's too soon? It's 2 weeks from now, but otherwise I'd have to go to the end of September, which would be like 6 weeks away or 5. So it doesn't matter to me. And what do you guys think? You're looking at your calendar?
I could do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it. That'd be great. And yeah, we'll set the stage then on how we want to do it. But if you guys have anything like Kate, I know I'd love to show us your thing that you created and how you did it, what you did.
Oh, yeah.
Talk
And
about
actually,
it.
the other project I was talking about is totally different. You haven't seen
Oh,
it yet.
is it? Oh, I haven't. Okay.
It's a
And then I
whole
saw your store and I was like, what? Woman is just so talented. Like you're doing a lot of things.
Thanks. Yeah,
But
so
we want to
it's
see all of that. This is how I feel like if we're all together, lifting each other up and sharing our experiences and stuff, I just really like to know what you guys are creating and how that's working for you.
cool. I have a lot of future questions for you.
Open book.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and in those marketing meetups, that's another thing is like if you have questions or challenges, bring them to the table. And if I can't answer it, maybe someone in the group can. We'll figure it out together.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's great.
All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thanks.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye.